Yeah, so the guys up front that make it all happen, Jerome Carvin and Darnell Wright off to the NFL, correct? And
Yep.
otherwise, what do we have?
So it's going to be on the left side, presumably still Gerald Mincey and JJ Crawford, who were kind of interchangeable this past season and did an admirable job. Now, you should preface it just like everything else with Josh Heupel's offense. What they do is unique, and there isn't just a ton of the quarterback sitting back there, and you have to just block for an inordinate amount of time. That doesn't happen a ton in this offense. And so you don't just need absolute like hog mollies in the trenches. So like on at that left tackle position, are either of those guys that I just mentioned probably like elite dudes that are going to have long NFL careers? Probably not, but they can definitely get the job done. They got the job done this last season, and Tennessee went 11-2. So that's staying the same. But then you have at the guard positions some combination of Javonte Spraggins, this new kid from I think Texas, Andre Carrick, is projected to be a guard, even though he played tackle at Texas. And then at right tackle, where you're replacing Darnell Wright. I mean, Darnell Wright's probably going to be a first-round pick. He's projected by a lot of people to get there. I mean, he was excellent. One of the best offensive linemen in the SEC this past season, and really didn't get his due for that, frankly. It was kind of under the radar. Presumably, it's going to be a transfer, John Campbell. But they do have other options. And your center is staying the same, and that's good. I think that's a really great thing. It's going to be Cooper Mays, barring any injury or anything like that. And so that's good consistency there. But otherwise, I mean, you have another transfer, Larry Johnson. I think he's more of a long-term option. He came out of JUCO, I want to say. So they're going to have to figure out the right tackle spot. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And Jerome Carvin was kind of an unsung hero too, and he's getting replaced. And like I said, it's Spraggins, Carrick. I'm not sure exactly where they'll line up left, right, but it's gonna be a little bit of an overhaul there. It is what it is as far as that offensive line goes, and I'm interested to see exactly where they go. But again, does it have to be just a stone wall in front of the quarterback? Not really, with what Tennessee does, and I think they'll get it figured out in time. But yeah, you're replacing one of the best offensive linemen in the SEC, and you can't just understate that,
One of the best offenses, period, in college football in 2022. No doubt about that. Any way you slice it, and it's not a run-heavy offense. It's not a pass-heavy offense. They were exceptional at both, and that's what Josh Heupel has brought to Tennessee. And we have found out that the experiment must work. Tempo does work in the SEC, and Josh Heupel's offense. Everybody's running spread. Everybody's doing variations of that, but he just there's certain things that I pick up in every game that gets talked about that I think, okay, he does that different and better than others. And it is working, and it's exciting. No question.
It's been fascinating to watch, frankly, because I was super skeptical when he first got to Tennessee. I was like, this works at UCF. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And I mean, he 11-2. The results speak for themselves. What are you going to say? That it didn't work? No, it did work. It was the best offense in America last year. And I think the scary thing has to be for other teams looking around is like, if this guy gets defensive players, what is that going to look like? Like, obviously you have the quarterback of the future. I don't think he's at this point. You have the Biletnikoff winner from this past season. You have multiple guys going to the NFL from that wide receiver room. He's not going to have any trouble getting wide receivers. Offensive line, again, doesn't need to be a stonewall. No. So if they don't recruit at an extremely elite level there, I think they'll still be fine. And you just look at the next 3-4 years that Josh Heupel already has this team set up for. If they find the defense, that's gotta be a scary thought. I mean, they beat Alabama. They beat LSU. They beat every other lower level SEC East team outside of Lord knows whatever happened against South Carolina, but still. And then they, in Josh Heupel's first year, they steamrolled South Carolina. So, he's kind of covered every base so far outside of beating Georgia. And, the defense is the next thing that has to fall in line. And can he figure that out? I don't know. But the offense, there's simply no question. He is, one of the elite minds in all of college football at this point on the offensive side of the ball. And I mean, if you're questioning that at this point, I don't know what you've been watching, but it's been wild to watch, and it's frankly just really exciting as somebody that gets to cover and cheer for the team. It's cool.
Well, Charlie, we are going to make it tougher on you next time because you're going to have to come back and review the defense.
It is a little bit of a different prospect, although I will put it this way: with the transfer portal, they have filled some needs, and so that's good. But obviously, we can get into that whenever we cover the defense.
Charlie Burris, A to Z Sports, Big Orange Podcast. Check it out. Charlie, we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Mark, and I'm happy to come back whenever you need me.